welcome to the channel today. I'm Luke, Thunderhead289 here on YouTube. And today, it's a scorcher for Iowa. In the 90s, I would say, mid-90s, good old 100% humidity. So I just fired up the old 64 Galaxy here, and it's dead cold. And it fires up very easy when it's cold out, you know. Engine's cold, it's not all heat soaked. But I do a little Facebook page, Thunderhead289 Carbon Engine Tech and Tune Forum, and a reoccurring question that I see come through a lot is folks complaining that, you know, my car starts and runs fine when it's cold, but it will not start up when it's warm after I've driven it. And I've realized that a lot of folks might not necessarily be fully aware of how to drive a carbureted engine. They're very different than modern cars where they don't self-adjust. And on a day like today, when you drive it and it sits for a while, it's going to heat soak, and the fuel in the carburetor bowl and the fuel line will expand. It's a deadhead system, so when it expands in the line, the pressure will increase until it blows open the needle and seats. It can boil the fuel in the bowls in some cases, and basically that fuel runs down into the intake, and then you have a very rich situation with your fueling. And basically what you have to do is hold your foot to the floor while you crank the engine over. That'll blow that mixture all the way out, and then the engine will fire up. And once it cleans up, you know, work the throttle a little bit, and then you're good to be driving down the road again. So we're just out for a drive. We're gonna go walk around through a little trail in the park and whatever. The car is gonna heat soak really bad today, and we'll just go through how to start it up and drive away, and we'll show what happens if you don't try and start it up with this method, how the car won't even try and start up for us. So anyway, I guess catch us back later when she's good and toasty.
How's this kid doing?
All right, so the car's been sitting. Oh, she's gonna hide. The car's been sitting for about, I don't know, what'd you say, like 20 minutes? 20, 30 minutes or so. So it should be good and heat soaked now. Temperature did drop outside. It's only about 90 degrees. We got some breeze. Let's really quick look at the old beater since we haven't got to see it yet from the outside. Oh, shoot. All right, so it's good and heat soaked at this point. If you just try and crank it over, it is absolutely not going to start. I'm going to hand the phone over to you. So what we're going to do, you just put your foot to the floor, and it starts right up. And then you just need to blow the mixture out of there, and now it's idling just fine. So, you know, there's ways to mitigate this. You can install a phenolic, or there's a bunch of different things you could do with carb spacers just to insulate your carburetor from the engine temp. That helps quite a bit there. This one does not have this. This is like how it was from the factory. And so anyway, but you can see, you know, not a big deal. It was good and heat soaked. Absolutely wouldn't start without any throttle input. Hold your foot to the floor. She fires right up, no problem. So that's just kind of a little run through of how to start a car that's been good and heat soaked in some 90 to 100 degree weather. So anyway, just again, all you have to do is hold your foot to the floor, and once the engine fires, then you can lift. You don't want to do before that, because if you keep pumping on the pedal, all you're doing is throwing fuel into the engine via your accelerator pump, and you're further flooding the engine out. So, you know, just hold it to the floor, crank it over. When it fires, lift for a second, and then kind of feather it until the idle cleans up, usually within the first, you know, 5-10 seconds. And you're good to go. And you know, you won't see this stuff happen in cooler weather. You know, there's not an issue with your carburetor. You don't need to go and tune anything, make any adjustments. It's just kind of the nature of the beast with these old carbureted cars without a fuel return line or an insulated carb space or any of that. That's just kind of some of the things you got to go through. But if you know what you need to do to get through it, not that big of an issue. So anyway, we're gonna keep going on some little nature walks here. I guess that's it. We'll catch you guys for the next one. Take care.